name is Schrader, owner and broker of Schrader Realty. We have an office here in downtown Delphos. We also have an office in downtown Van Wert. I have been a realtor for 15 years. I received my broker's license in 2005. To become a realtor, you need to have 120 classroom hours through the state of Ohio, and then you need to take a state exam. To become a broker, you take additional classroom hours and also take a broker's exam. I tell everyone a broker is basically a manager. I went to Delphos Jefferson High School and I graduated in 1999. In high school, I did go to the business classes. I feel like that did help me in my choice to become a realtor. I was not your typical student. I did not like going to school. I did not do well in school, and I honestly did not have parents that pushed me. So I feel like the business classes did help me, and once I got into college and the real world, I am very glad that I took those business classes, and they have helped me organize my business. It has helped me be successful and where I am at today. In college, I was in many majors. I actually started out in radiology. Then I even thought that I wanted to be a paralegal. So I have been through the health field, I've been through the legal field, and now I am here where I am at today. A typical day in the life of being a broker and an owner of a real estate company is it's ever changing. I can have a Monday that I have a crazy day and I'm here at the office from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Then on a Tuesday, I can have a slow day where I might only have to help one seller and one buyer and one realtor, and I get to go home at 4 p.m. But I do have flexible hours. I feel sometimes if I need to attend one of my child's events or a special thing at school, also to attend community events. We have lots of Chamber of Commerce events that we attend in the evening and other school events that we go to and volunteer our time. But every day is ever changing. I could be busy one day and busy not the next. But most of the time I am busy. As I come in, I answer phone messages, I answer emails, I get online, check out new listings of homes that have come up for sale that day. I might have a buyer that calls me and says, hey, we gotta go look at this home right now. I also might have a seller that says, hey, I have a child that's sick and I can't show my house today, or hey, I need to list my house today for sale. So again, you can have problems that arise with closings. Closings are when you sell your home. We can have a closing that goes smoothly and everyone gets the keys to the home and is happy. We might have other closings that there could be problems and we're there stuck for 2 hours trying to figure it out. We're on the computer a lot. So we're always searching for that special house for that buyer, and we're also editing pictures, and there's just so many things involved online. To become a realtor, we talked about the classes. The classes are approximately $1,600. That will pay for your classes and your books. The other startup costs that you have right away as soon as you get your license, I would say approximately $2,000, give or take how much you want to spend. Again, everyone is an independent contractor. However much you want to advertise yourself, however much you want to spend on fancy computers and fancy printers and fancy cell phones. But I would say approximately $2,000 would pay for your errors and omissions insurance. It would also pay for your business cards. You have name inserts that go into the signs. Also, you will have even maybe some clothes that you want to buy that might have your Schrader Realty or your broker's company on your shirts. Or even some people put things on their car to say, you know, here I am. There is also dues at our local Board of Realtors. Our local Board of Realtors is in Lima on Cable Road, and we pay for Ohio state national dues. There. We also pay for multiple listing service dues. We pay those annually, but we also pay those quarterly as well. So I would say that is included in your $2,000 as well. I have been in the business, like I said, for 15 years. There was a little bit of a slump in real estate, and there's a little bit of a high in real estate. In 2007, I was a realtor, and that was my best year. I thought that this was great. I've sold so many homes in 1 month, and I was rolling in the cash, as you say. But then the next year, everything crashed in 2008, 2009, and then some of us twiddled our thumbs and wondered when the next for sale listing was coming or the next buyer. We are back, not to the 2007 level, but we are back, and real estate and realtors are projected to grow. It is now in Delphos a seller's market where we're actually trying to find homes for sale for our buyers. We have buyers and we're not finding the inventory. So right now it's a seller's market, and sellers are getting sometimes more money than they are even asking. Some homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer, and that might be because they didn't take our expert advice. They may not have their home staged properly, where that's where you change all your furniture around and paint a neutral color. There can be many options and reasons on why a home is not selling, and that is of course why you hire an expert. That's why you hire a realtor.
Hi, my name is Lauren Honeyford, and I've been a realtor for a little over a year. I always told myself I would never go into real estate because my mother was in real estate, and I saw how much tedious paperwork there was. After I had my little boy though, I decided to go into real estate because of the flexible schedule. I make my own hours, I decide when and when I don't want to work, and I can stay home with my little boy more and more if need be, if he gets sick, if he has a doctor's appointment. We all are independent contractors. We all work for Schrader Realty and Krista Schrader, but we all make our own hours, our own rules. We all do kind of our own advertising if we want something more than what the office is doing advertising wise. Some of us do t-shirts, some of us do water bottles, koozies, the little stress balls, anything that we can think of off the top of our minds if we want to pass out for our own advertising. With the flexible hours, a lot of times we can be on the go. I can start off my day with a schedule completely blank, and by the end of the day I have 5 appointments. Everything's kind of on the go. Always be prepared to always have your phone on you. It go off randomly. People call you out of the blue.
Hi, I'm Nikki Horseman. I'm a realtor here with Schrader Realty. I took a little bit different path than a lot of the other agents did. I went to high school, obviously, at Delphos St. John's. I then went to college and became a respiratory therapist. Did that for a couple years, realized that's not what my calling was. I then went back to school and became a teacher and taught for 16 years at St. John's Preschool. I always said when I was done, I was going to do something else for me that related more to my life, my husband's life, when my kids were graduated from high school. That has happened, so I went back to school and I became a realtor, and here I am at Schrader Realty. There is a lot of flexibility. One of the most difficult challenges I have faced becoming a realtor is that there is no schedule. For so many years, I had been on that school schedule, 8 to 3 o'clock. Now the scheduling is completely up to me. If there are days that there's other things I have to get done, I have to schedule them in, but then I also have time for real estate. I have time for my kids, I have time for my husband, but it has been a big adjustment for all of us, especially my husband, that my days are not all mine. The weekends, I am working some weekends, I'm working into the evenings. One of the biggest things is I may start the day and have my schedule completely ready to go, and by the end of the day that schedule has completely changed. Sometimes I'm busier, sometimes I'm not busy at all. One thing that has been, I don't want to say so much difficult, but it's taken some time for me to understand, is the income. I'm used to receiving a paycheck every 2 weeks. Now it's all based on me. I get paid when I sell a house. Commission is typically in this area 6%. Of that 6%, I split that with another agent usually, so I get 3% of that commission. Out of that 3% of that commission, 40% goes to Schrader Realty, and I get 60% of that. It is difficult sometimes because, like I said, I'm used to having that income come in on a regular basis. So now we have to plan for a rainy day. One thing I have realized is do not count on that money until I actually have the check in hand. There's been times where I've had houses under contract, ready to close, and then a week before something goes awry, that house never closes, I never get paid. We do our own advertising. Schrader Realty does pay for quite a bit of advertising as a group, but we are independent contractors, so any advertising we do above and beyond comes out of our pocket. I decided I wanted to have water bottles made. I presented these to the members of the Silver Sneakers at the peak. I called Jeff at 4D Design. We worked together. We came up with some bottles that we thought would work better for the older people that are in that class. Again, I have to make that choice. If I want to spend that money, is it going to turn around and hopefully bring me future clients? So at the end of the year, I need to decide what worked for me, what didn't work for me.
Hi, I'm Ruth Liebrick with Schrader Realty. I've been in the real estate business for 22 years. I went into the real estate business after I had been a bookkeeper for 39 years, and I went 3 years before I was laid off in the industry. When I was in the industry, I was in charge of payroll and different things in the financial part. I decided that I did not want another 9-to-5 job, so I continued to get better in real estate so that I could have flexibility to be able to take my husband to doctor appointments and anything else that needed to be done because he was in poor health. I've been in it so long that they call me the old person. And when you're in this business, you have to work with buyers, sellers, inspectors, banks, county affiliates, insurance companies, surveyors, contractors, appraisers, and sometimes they do an appraisal and they come back and say, no, you need a structural engineer to be able to verify that this wall or that wall is okay. You have to be able to do that, and you have to be able to get along with both the buyer and the seller to keep them both happy.
Hello, I'm Lynn Miller, broker realtor with Schrader Realty. I have been an agent for 12 years now and a broker for 10 years. To become a realtor, you need to take 120 classroom hours, pass a state and national test. To become a broker, then you also have to take an additional 4 classes and pass an additional class to be a broker. Part of being a realtor is donating back to the community and advertising. I try to give back to the schools whenever possible. I do advertising on the radio and the TV. For the kids, I do the big move of the game, where they actually get t-shirts with my name on the back. For sponsorship, the kids get that every week so that I'm out there in the schools promoting kids doing a good job. The difference between a broker and a realtor is that a realtor has to work underneath of a broker. They can't just go start their own company like a broker can. There's additional classes and an additional test to pass to have the broker's license and have somebody working underneath of you. Every 3 years you have to do continuing ed. You have to do 30 hours and turning it into the state just to continue your learning. One of the big things that you really need to do for real estate is be computer savvy. There's so much technology these days that everybody's putting everything online, social media. That is really the biggest form of advertising we can do, and that's still free advertising right now, so you want to get everything you can out of the social media for advertising. When you go list a house, you instantly have to come back, do all the paperwork, turn it in for a file, you put it online onto Realtor.com, onto Schrader Realty, onto Facebook, onto Zillow or Trulio, whatever extra advertising you pay for. So you do put it on a lot of different social media sites just so it can be seen more. Some of the skills that you need for real estate are organization. You need to have good organization because there is so much paperwork. You have to have a little bit of legal knowledge so that you know what can and can't be wrote in a contract. Negotiation is a big one. You have to be able to negotiate back and forth properly with buyers, sellers, even tenants if you do any kind of land management. Problem solving is a big one. There are so many problems that come up, and every problem is different. There's nothing that's usually the same, so everything is different. You do a lot of marketing, like I said, with the t-shirts, or we throw out bouncy balls at basketball games, football games, volleyball games, just anything that gets out there with your name and advertising on it. And another thing that you really need to have for real estate is a phone. I have my phone with me 24/7. You get people calling, texting, emailing at all hours of the day and night, whether you're in bed sleeping, at a family dinner. People want instant response. So I have my phone on me 24/7, and I am able to be reached. If I'm with a client, I call back right away, but that is something that's really big, is having your phone on you. With real estate, when people call, text, email, they want instant gratification. If you are not willing to pick up your phone and answer them when they're calling, they're going to give you a few minutes and then they're going to go down the street to the next person. You have to have your phone on and answer it all the time.